Hello, I am here. Hopefully everything is working okay. Please let me know if the sound balance is off because I'm using well, I'm using the same headphones, but I'm using different headphones through my computer. So the sound balance might be in a different space. Can be adjusted if needed. Dog ate something stupid, so we're at the vet. No, Exiled Fade. Do you know what he ate? And is he okay? Sounds good. Most best good. Awesome. Also, hello, Peter. Bingity bongity Peter is something that rhymes in this contextity. Computers are not friends, and I shall fight them someday. Computers deserve to be fought. Really and truly. He might need to stay overnight. Oh no! Do you know what he ate? I know that our friend Andrew, aka ATM0, has had to take several trips to the vet due to his dog attempting to eat socks. Atreus keeps trying to eat his and Tara's socks, so that's not good. Okay, well at least you know what he ate. That's good. If it's not a mystery. I'm sorry that he ate something he shouldn't ought. It is a thing doggos seem to do. I hope he's okay. I hope he gets a clean bill of health. I'm assuming they just want to monitor and see if he, like, passes it? Question mark? Oh gosh, look at all these ducks that we've got. It did not, when I looked, I did not see a, like, patch notes or anything. But I'm hoping that they initiated or reactivated the Christmas ducks. What did I forget to save last night? Because I didn't see Nyx. I thought Nyx was one of the last ducks that spawned last night, and I don't see her. Maybe I just missed her. Oh no, there she is. Okay, good. And she already on fire. Heck yeah, max comf. Max comfy. So yeah, we're gonna keep an eye on the last couple ducks that spawned. I'm gonna turn this down just a scooch. We're gonna keep an eye on the last couple ducks that spawned and see if we get any Christmas ducks. I feel like they would say if the Christmas ducks were back because they announced the Halloween ducks. But maybe not, because the Christmas ducks were like a previous thing. The Christmas ducks are the only ducks that we don't have unlocked, so we will see if we're able to get some Christmas ducks today. Exiled Faye, have a good trip home. I'm sending good thoughts for the doggo. You can accomplish the same thing for free with a colander and a hosepipe. I don't know if a colander and a hosepipe can connect to the internet, Peter. I don't think that you can type on a colander. So yeah, we're gonna keep an eye on the ducks and see if we get any Christmas ones. If they don't re-release the Christmas ducks this year, or if I miss them being out of the country, there is apparently another way that you can unlock them, so I will look into doing that in the new year if necessary. But I'm really hoping that they release the Christmas ducks again. I see there's a discussion in the discussion thread that's like, It's already December 12th. Where's the Christmas ducks? Somebody is saying that the seasonal ducks are back, so we're going to be keeping an eye out. We might get some Christmas ducks today. That'd be really awesome, because those are the only ducks we don't have. Apparently, you can unlock them through multiplayer lobbies, so if we aren't able to get them, I can attempt to... I can see if our good friend Flanny has them. He might have them. He was earlier than the rest of us on the duck game. If he has them, we might be able to get them from him, and if not, we'll look around. We'll see, because we know lots of people who have the duck game. So we'll see if we can, we'll see if we can find them. But if we look in the collection, the only ducks that we don't have are these are all Christmas ducks. So those are the only ones that we do not yet have. How am I today? Please explain what story. What story do you want me to explain? I'm doing fine today. This is going to be my last stream of the year, because we are heading to Athens next week, and the first part of the week is going to be getting ready to go, and the second part of the week is going to be out of the country. And I'm actually not going to be doing novel work next week. I am just going to be doing a couple little catch-ups to get myself set up for next year. So I'm basically starting... I don't want to say I'm starting my Christmas vacation next week, because I probably will be doing some work. The story of how I am today. Well, I slept last night, so I'm doing pretty decent. But yeah, I sadly won't be streaming. That doesn't look like a Christmas duck. That looks like a panda duck. Where's my Christmas ducks? Map, where's my Christmas ducks? Yeah, but I just won't be doing like the kind of work that we usually do on stream. So we won't be streaming next week. And I know Ghost Pepper already announced the same, that he's basically paring down for the end of the year here, and with us going out of the country, he probably won't be streaming very much again until January. It's really cool and exciting that we get to go on this trip from Athens to Rome and see a bunch of ruins and that kind of stuff, but the travel is a lot. Like, we are leaving Thursday morning, like we have our first flight out is at 6 a.m., which means we're probably going to have to be at the airport stupid early, like 4 a.m. So we're probably going to have to get up at like 3:30, and at that point it's like, what's the point of even going to bed? But we leave bright and early, 6 a.m., and then we basically travel for like 2 days. So we're arriving at our destination at like 5 o'clock in the afternoon on the 22nd, but we're also flying forward in time, so there's like a 9-hour time jump between where we live and Athens. You get to see where all your characters come from. I mean, not all of my characters are based on mythology, but yeah, I get to see where some of those myths like were supposed to have taken place, and where some of those like cool temples are and stuff, and I'm really excited about it. And we are going on a big ass boat, so it's exciting. It's gonna be really cool. We are kind of a little sad about this, but we're flying from Vancouver to Amsterdam. We're not gonna actually get to see Amsterdam because we only have like a 2-hour layover. So we're gonna just be in the airport essentially for a hot minute, and then go on to Athens. I would really place that's high on my list to see is the Netherlands. I'd love to like actually get to visit the Netherlands at some point. But yeah, it's gonna be a lot of travel. but it's hopefully going to be a lot of fun, and we're going to get to see a lot. It's the cruise itself is only 8 days, so it's going to be a lot. Amsterdam, your luck, exactly. It's going to be a lot crammed into a short period of time, but I'm looking forward to it. But one of the reasons why I'm not going to try to stream next week is because we have this big, you know, long trip. It's a lot more travel than we're used to in one go, and I just don't want to I just don't want to put too much on my plate for that. So today is the last one, and if we can get some Christmas ducks, that'd be super cool. So we'll see how that goes. Peter, how are you? Tell me your story of how you're doing. Did you ever get some sleep last night? Were you ever able to drift off? Did you get some nice rest? Oops. I didn't realize I was still in here. Today, we are going to work on a short story. This is our last writing prompt of the year. This catches me up on writing prompts. I basically like to have a little bit of a blog buffer. I can't remember if I've mentioned this before, but I like to have a little bit of a blog buffer, so if I get sick, like what happened in November, or if I have a trip, or something that prevents me, like if I have to really buckle down on a novel project to hit a timeline or something like that, my blog can basically just keep uploading for a couple of weeks without me really having to worry about it. It can just sort of be on autopilot. And so I try to keep a buffer of that kind of stuff. And basically one of my last tasks here at the end of the year is just to finish rebuilding my blog buffer. Make sure that I have enough stuff. Oops, she did it again. She did. Conquest, hello, hello. How's it going? We're crossing our fingers for some Christmas ducks. Yeah, so one of my last tasks for the year is always to make sure that that buffer is intact for next year. And essentially that's giving me a little bit of an extra buffer at the beginning of the year so that I basically can't feel behind when I start. I was hoping I really put the, I want to say put the speed in, but I put a bit of extra effort in this year to try and catch up my schedule. The way I want things to kind of work is that at the end of the year, I finish writing a trilogy so that at the beginning of the year, I can start with editing. I didn't quite catch up. I am going to need January to finish the last Aravalia Chronicles novel. But I do think I've timed it out. I wonder what happens in 0G if there's coffee. The coffee stays perfectly in place inside the 0G. It's amazing. Look at that. Brewing coffee in 0G. Our friend AB Coffee. So talented. So talented. So yeah, I'm a little bit behind in that regard. I didn't quite catch up, but I caught up a lot. I think I started editing this year, in April, which is quite a bit later than I want to start this year. Next year I'll be able to start in February. And what I'm hoping is that that will pull my schedule forward a little bit so that the summer will be the time when I'm doing my lighter edits, so that if I want to do some more like flexibility, some more trips, hang out with some people that live closer to us, or if we want to travel, that it'll be a little bit easier. And then hopefully the new novel project that I start next year, I'll be able to finish those 3 books in the year. So that's the hope. I'm going to be writing a whole big blog post about this. And I think in the new year, first week back, it'll be the second week in January because I'm going to take the first week off. But the second week in January, I think we'll do a big just chatting stream. I have a lot of stuff to talk about. I have plans for the channel. I want to do a new layout. I want to sort of update things, make it feel a little bit more personal, a little bit more customized, and get some more things that you guys can interact with and sort of do while I'm being productive. I might also, Comf has a really cool rotating timer. We might move to a constantly moving timer, just because I do feel like I get distracted sometimes and don't necessarily keep things moving. So we might do something like that so that we can keep a little bit more on track. I have some thoughts. I'll also talk about my projects for next year starting in the new year. So stuff to look forward to. But for now, I'm mostly just focused on getting those last few things together, keeping myself at a point where I end the year feeling like, okay, I accomplished the things that I set out to accomplish, and I'm starting next year on even ground and not feeling like I'm totally behind. What duck we get? That's not a Christmas duck either, although I do like Darfin. Hello, Darfin. Hello, Darfin. You're not a Christmas boy, but we do love you. I think I got some sleep, but I don't think it was good sleep. That does suck, but any sleep is better than none. I decorated my Yule log and it looks so fancy. I think I'm getting sick. Oh no! I hope you're not getting sick. I can feel my throat on the way out. No! Take care of yourself. Drink all those liquids. Get some vitamin C in you. I'm excited for all these things too. Obviously we'll like talk more about it, you know, when I have, if I go down that rabbit hole now, we won't get any writing done today. So when we have a stream that's like set aside for just chatting, we'll talk more about it. But yeah, I'm super excited for the new year. Hopefully I'll get rid of this freaking cough that's still hanging out. I feel like it's more persistent when I'm streaming, which is a little bit annoying, but you know, that's how it goes. So yeah, so back in, I've said so like 60 times in the last 5 minutes. Back in, I don't even remember now, was it November or October? A little while back, I guess I could look. I guess the file will tell me the date. What day did I write this story? 10/25, so it was right at the end of October. We wrote a story called The Tale of Forg the Werefrog, which was a prompt suggested by our good friends Karly and Jchillyy, who kind of workshopped it during a stream. And we basically just came up with this very silly, very lighthearted, not at all serious, not at all researched story about a werefrog gent named Forg, creature of the night, and this cute vampire that he may have smooched after having a little bit of a fight with. And it was super fun to write. I did do a dramatic reading on one of Joe's streams. I don't know if that stream ever got uploaded to YouTube. I don't remember what he was doing. I think it may have been a chat writes a story. I think it may have been a chat writes a story night, and I'm not sure if those get uploaded to YouTube because the stories that Jchillyy's chat writes are a little bit crazy. You can read them on Wattpad. He does post them on Wattpad. Under, I believe the account name is Jchillyy's chat. So I think it was a chat writes a story night, and after he finished, I popped on to do a dramatic reading. But the basic gist of the story is, gentleman who was a morning person, bit by a werefrog, turns into a frog on, full moons, and fights crime. And currently is trying to find a way to target the vampires in the city because he thinks the vampires are up to no good. They're doing bad stuff. And so he snuck out in the night to attempt to wrangle a vampire. Got into a fight. There was a lot of whipping with the tongue. Apparently he uses his tongue for smelling, grapple hooking, and whipping. Interpret that however you will. And after fighting with the vampire, there may have been a little bit of a smooch, and Forg was invited to a moonlight meeting with a vampire, with the vampire that he smooched. So yeah, we're gonna rate part 2. I have a little bit, I may have spent, I don't know, like an hour thinking about this over the past 2 days. Not like in one collective block chunk, just little bits and pieces of, oh, I could use that in the story. My plan, like with the first chapter, was pretty much to just turn on a writing timer and just see what comes out of my fingers and just go with it. Like whatever crazy shit I end up writing is whatever crazy shit I end up writing. So yeah, we're gonna we're gonna do that, and we're gonna keep an eye out for Christmas ducks. We got our cute little that guy. We got Callum, one of our bestest best boys, hanging out down here. Callum the snail. So yeah, I guess what I need to do is get a document ready so that we can write this crazy story. Crazy shit is the best shit. Sometimes it is. Every time I write one of these, stories, on patrol for, I'm assuming that means Christmas ducks. You gotta watch out for the Christmas dicks though, too. I mean, really, no one expects them. That's hilarious. That's hilarious because autocorrect usually wants everything to be duck in the first place. But yeah, what I'm learning is whenever I sit down and write one of these, like, just full crazy fun, Forg plus Vampire Part 2. Whenever I sit down and write one of these crazy stories that I don't really have a plan for and it's just totally off the cuff, I always enjoy it. It's always a lot of fun. So yeah, I'm hoping that it will be fun today, because really what I want, I mean, we have Ghost Pepper's Christmas party tonight. Ghost Pepper's company Christmas party is tonight. So what I want is to just have a light brain day. I've done all of the really heavy novel work that I needed to get out of the way this month, and now I can just kind of relax and do some more fun things. Who we got? Oh! It's our spaceman! Spaceman! I didn't know he spawned from there. He back! From outer space! So now you're back from outer space. And we still get another duck because that wasn't the duck meter filling up. Ho ho ho. I didn't realize our spaceman came from there. I thought he spawned in the other room. That's very interesting. I don't think I've ever seen him spawn before. Brain on standby, no thoughts, only bubbles. That's... The goal is to drift from very light brain activity to bubbles. Absolutely. Patrolling for Christmas sticks sounds like a story Mr. Chilly's chat would enjoy. Absolutely. Oh, we got Blue Moon Kraken. Not a Christmas duck, but we got Blue Moon Kraken in here. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. We still don't actually have confirmation, like, on Steam that Christmas ducks are go. So we can't be too... we can't be too, like, are the Christmas ducks there? But we'll see. We'll hope. We'll cross our fingers, because I'd really love to get the Christmas ducks. Because I don't know how much ability... I mean, I could always do them... Did we just get another duck? Oh, that was Calculuster returning from somewhere, I guess? Out of space! So now you're back from outer space. Interesting. Where are all these ducks coming from? Where are all... What is happening in space? Let's go hang out with the 0G ducks for a hot minute. So yeah, I've done the thing that I always do. I've chatted so much. I'm going to take a quick hop AFK, and before we get started. So I might give the ducks a quick pause. We might actually save. I don't know why, but ducks don't seem to be going into the launcher today. Oh, there we go. Let's see if we can free the Stargazer. We did it! The Stargazer's free! Free! There we go. Alright, so I'm just gonna take a quick EFK, reheat my coffee, get my brain together. I think I had an idea for where I wanted this story to start, but who knows if it'll actually start there. Let's free the Stargazer. Easy there, Captain Picard. Fun fact, the reason why I picked that name for Anton's ship in Celestial Serenade was a tiny little Star Trek shout out from my geek heart to your geek heart. So to all the geek hearts out there. So there we go. There we go. I'm pausing the ducks. We won't miss anything. I'll be right back, and we will do half an hour of the clicks and the clacks, and we'll see what crazy nonsense comes out of my brain today. I have returned. I have returned. I absolutely saw that reference and enjoyed it. Peter, that makes my geeky little heart so happy. One of the fun things for me about watching Star Trek Picard was remembering all, like, seeing how many of the references I got, essentially. Remembering, like, oh, I know what they're talking about. That happened in this episode, and oh, that was a reference to this episode where this happened. It can be really fun to do that with Strange New Worlds too, because they've had some really good little Easter eggs in there. But that was like that was like the game I played for my I played with myself when we were watching Picard, was essentially how many of these references do I remember without having to go back and completely rewatch the show. I have seen all of Picard. Just heads up, like, label if you're gonna say a spoiler, like, warn people in the chat so they know not to read it. Because not everyone watches stuff right away. I gotta remember, I gotta look back at this file. Hey, my name is Jeffrey Son. How's it going? Where did he say to, where did they agree to meet? Back here, okay. Frog form optional. Okay. Oops, Moon only has 2 O's in it. Lol. Glad the weekend is here. Heck yeah. Oh yeah, that's true. You're probably done with your Friday. Mine is just getting started. I hope you had a good day, me named Jeffrey. Seeing you know what again after so many years. I was like, she's as beautiful as the day we lost her. So, funny thing about that, can't be as vague a statement about this. Ghost Pepper pointed out that it's the only one that has carpet. And I was like, dang, you're right. It is carpeted. It's just like this plush living room. It's the only one that they designed that way. And I couldn't stop noticing it. I couldn't stop noticing the carpet. I didn't like the scene where she went inside the thing. Like, if she'd have saucer separated, I'd have been better with it. But the whole shit doing the thing and going in was not the one for me. I feel like they regret the fact that the saucer could separate and they decided not to acknowledge. Also, the nacelles, the thing that gives them thrust, is not attached to the saucer. The saucer can't move that fast on its own. It's 10:30 p.m. It's 11:30 a.m. here. Did some uni work, went out for Dairy Queen Blizzard. Which Dairy Queen Blizzard did you get? Which is your favorite? Now I'm settling down trying to write. Well, you're just in time because we are just about to turn on the sprint timer and do our very first 30-minute sprint. I knew what you meant, Peter. Caramel brownie. Oh, so good. So good. I'm lactose intolerant, so I don't get to eat that stuff as often as I used to. Usually at least once a summer, though. I endure the pain for at least one blizzard. So yeah, my rebuttal to that is, they needed the nacelles to go speedy fast. Someone who's a way bigger Star Trek nerd than me is gonna come and hang on, gotta go full visual effects. Someone who's a bigger Star Trek nerd than me is gonna come be like, excuse me, the nacelles are only for warp drive. When they're traveling at sublight speeds, they only use the thrusters, which are located here, and here. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. There you go, Peter, clip that. At the end of module Russian exam soon, so I have to get to write, so I don't get to write as often these days. Weekends are prime time, baby. Oh, we got a duck. Let's see if it was a Christmas duck. Let's see if we got a Christmas duck. What duck did we get after you? No, we got Reineck. Who I loved you. Oh, look, he's got a little octopus sticker. I love him dearly, but he's not the ducks. He's not the duck we want. We're trying to see if we get Christmas ducks. I'm dying over the verbs I need to. I remember trying to learn verb forms for French and hating it. I don't know much about Russian. I don't know how difficult a language it is, but I remember trying to learn verb forms in French, and it was not my favorite thing. This is such a weird song. Let's do writing. That's what we're here for, right? Let's do 30 minutes of clicky clackies. I've just skipped the rest of this song though, because it's gonna, oh no, it's only like 30 seconds. It's really driving me nuts. Kind of feels slightly hollow having her back, like we know the Star Drive section blew up. I mean, I don't think they intended for her to be back forever, Peter. She was a historical relic. Okay, this song is annoying me too. I don't know what that was, but it felt like someone was yelling at me, and I don't want to be yelled at while I'm writing. Usually write them in block format. I'm having a moment. Oh, they you know, I forgot that they like sold everything from the show. I forgot that they sold everything. It was like the 25th anniversary or something. They did like a massive auction and sold a bunch of the stuff that was used to film the show. I forgot about that. Hey, Sailing Ocelot, how's it going? Your duck is around here somewheres. We were hanging out with your duck earlier. I don't know if we can quickly find you, but you were hanging out with the stealth duck. You might be in the doom. That was weird. There you are. You're floating in the 0G right now. Just chillaxing among the stars. Peter's here too. Heck yeah. Doing pretty good. Just started writing a crazy little short story. I feel like this would be the chillest part of the map. Just like floating in 0G, not having to worry. Just like heck yeah. Oh, did we get a Christmas duck? Let's see. We just got another. I'm supposed to be writing, but we just got another duck. Who'd we get? We're trying to see if we get Christmas ducks. No, we got this guy. all right. Let's go back to the dome so we can hang out with Ocelot. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. Been working on my game. Made some good progress. Nice. It is different to tell stories out loud than to write them down, for sure. Oh, you would make me Mitchell Roddenberry? Peter, I'm so touched. Ocelot is super brave. Alright, train of thought. Chain of thought? Mm-hmm. Yep, it's working real well today. Whoops, that's not the backspace key. Throt reporting in. I was trying to say thought, and my brain was just like, you ain't got any of those today. Hey, Tal, how's it going? I don't know if we have your duck yet. I actually don't know if we've seen your duck. We're still unlocking ducks in this massive, massive map here. We did just get a new one, though, if we can find... the most recent ducks. I really shouldn't be looking for ducks when I'm in sprint, but I can't stop. I actually don't see the new ducks, so we might have to do this after the sprint. But we'll look for you. I don't know if you've spawned yet. Yeah, this map is really extensive compared to the other one, so it's a lot harder to spot a duck right away. But it holds a lot of ducks better than some of the other maps. Is that the word that I actually want? Is that the word I actually want? It actually is. Oh, well, well. I still know the English language, guys. Yeah, the infinity cool pool is like really nice because it's so simple, but when you get like 100 ducks in there, there's just no room. I know. I wrote propriety and I was like, is that actually, am I like thinking about the right word? Am I like overthinking this? But no, it does mean like conformity to like societal standards. So I was like, okay, I still know my vocabulary. I still got it a little. Does this word mean what I want it to mean? It's that kind of day. It's close enough. Sometimes, every now and then, there's like a sound effect in the music that lines up so perfectly with the duck game that I'm like, am I sure I muted the sounds in the duck game? Hey, Janine, how's it going? I sit down to do some writing and the 3-year-old gets up. No! Go back to sleep. I didn't notice the timer end, so I may have overwritten a little bit. But we are 1,478 words into the second half of the Werefrog vampire saga. I think I've gotten past most of the opening description. I wrote the last one from the Werefrog's perspective, from Forg's perspective. That's our Werefrog gentleman. So I'm writing this one from the vampire's perspective. So I'm having just a little bit of fun getting in there, finding his voice, seeing how his thoughts are a little bit different from Forg's, but still having that sort of random, fun, kooky sort of angle to the whole story. I think most of the rest of this is going to be conversation. Let's check on the ducks. We are hoping that we're going to get Christmas ducks. Because there was an update this morning. We don't know for sure if the Christmas ducks are live. But we're going to see. So this was a duck we got. Oh, we got our diver duck. I think it's funny when he's in water. He's not in enough water to go under. So that's pretty funny. No, we don't like that duck. Okay, no Christmas ducks yet. Oh, Silkfoot is impersonating the puffer duck. Let's do a quick scan, but I don't think we've gotten Tal in this map yet. I don't think I've seen her. Because I don't think if we save... Yeah, we still have like a lot of ducks to go. So it is possible that we haven't spawned her yet, but we'll do a quick peek. Is there coffee? There's coffee. Oh, AB Coffee is supplying us with all that coffee today. Just tons of coffee. Oh, there's Domarin just blazing in here. Let's see. A lot of ducks in the ping pong. There's a view of the hippo. Let's see if Tal is in here. Nope. I mean, it's good if you're not in here because you'd be getting brainwashed if you were in there. So yeah, I don't think the Tal duck has spawned. Oh. This guy has gotten, oh, he's gonna get knocked down. He's gonna get knocked down into the big pool this time. He got knocked into the little pool yesterday. This poor duck, he can't swim. If he gets knocked into the pool, his box just kind of sinks. Oh yeah, we didn't look in the dome. There we go. I don't see Tal in the dome, though. Just that duck. That evil, evil nope duck. We don't need to have him in frame. Peter's here, though. Peter's hanging out with Pineapple, the pizza duck. Heck yeah. Uh-oh. Oh no, I'm sorry. What have I done? I've shown the 3-year-old the ducks. Oh no, what have we done? We can't find Mommy's duck though, so we have to wait and see if Mommy's duck comes into the pool later. I keep checking the Steam to see if they've like officially announced that that the Christmas ducks are back, because we haven't unlocked the Christmas ducks yet. There's lots of people in the forums that are speculating about the ducks being back, so we'll see. We'll see if we get those Christmas ducks. There's 7 of them, I believe, that we're hoping to get. Because I missed them last year. Last year was the first year for the Christmas ducks. And I hadn't discovered the ducks yet, so I didn't know. I didn't know that I needed to watch. Janine, how's it going? What is up, my friend? I hope everyone is having a fabulous Friday. Oh, it occurs to me that it must be much later. Much different in the day. I don't know if that's a good way to say it for Tal than it is for us, because you're in Australia. Is it like so late again that it's wrapped around to early? Is it like Saturday morning for you? It always... Oh no, look! Our little duck got... Oh, so it is 7 a.m. Saturday. I was gonna say, it always breaks my brain a little bit to try and imagine, because I know that where Peter is and where me named Jeff, Jeffrey's son, where they are, it's like the opposite end of the day for them, versus for me, because it's morning here, but it's evening for them. But then when I start to think about, oh yeah, Australia is like that much again ahead of me, and I'm like, oh, it's the future there. Look, our poor little plastic duck got, our box duck got knocked in. I don't think he can escape this box. He just like drifts in the box. Yesterday, another duck ended up on top of him, just like sitting on top of his box, and I felt so bad. Cause you can't do anything. I can't help him. I can't put him upright. This poor little boy. This little flamingo floaty that he can't use. Man, sometimes we are getting ready to go. I talked about this a little bit at the beginning of stream, but we are getting ready to go on a trip to Athens. We're gonna be flying from Vancouver to Amsterdam, and then from Amsterdam to Athens, which I think there's only like an hour time difference between Amsterdam and Athens, but there's 9 hours between Vancouver and Amsterdam. So I keep trying to wrap my mind around we are going to be flying on a 9-hour a 9-hour flight, but when we get there, it's gonna be like 16 hours ahead of when we left, but only 9 hours will have actually passed. And it's like, so it's gonna be like a day and a half, but for us it's only gonna be like a really long day, and I'm just like, don't think about it too hard, it'll just break your brain. It reminds me of when we flew back to Vancouver from England, and it was the same thing. It was like it was like a 10-hour flight, but we were going backwards through time. So it was like, we got on the plane at like 8 in the morning, or like, I think it was like 8:30 in the morning in like London time. And we flew 10 hours and we got off the plane at like 10 a.m. So it was like, the day has already been 10 hours, but theoretically, according to the clock, it's been 2. And now we have the whole Canadian day ahead of us. It was really... I remember being so tired that day that a part of my brain was just like, it doesn't get dark anymore. The sun just stays out forever. Because that's like what jet lag does to you, right? So my brain was just like, we have to learn how to sleep in the day because it's never going to be dark again. And then, of course, like... we got to the point where, because we had to drive from Vancouver to where we live now, to the town we live now. So we drove to like the hotel and had dinner. And then I finally got to pass out for like 12 hours and wake up like in a normal morning. And it was fine. It was totally fine. Like it was like a hard reset. But I just remember, being like, all right, it was 8 o'clock 10 hours ago and now it's 10 o'clock. And my brain just being like, I don't like this. This day is super weird and long, and the sun hasn't gone down, and it's really freaking me out. But then once you sleep, you're like, oh, okay, everything's normal now. My in-laws went to Japan. This was a while back now. I think it had to have been almost a decade ago now, but they went to Japan. And their flight was like 20 hours long. So I can only imagine what it was like to do 20 hours on a plane in either direction, right? Because when you go, you lose time. Like from our direction, when you go, you lose time. But when you come back, you gain all the time back. So it's like you have one really weird short day, and then you have one really long endless day. Time zones. The magic of. But I am looking forward to the trip. I'm not letting the time zone thing break my brain, but I am looking forward to the trip. We're gonna get to see tons of ruins, and it's gonna be tons of fun. We should have another new duck. Who did we get this time? Who did we get this time? It's hard to spot because I don't know. I don't know what old ducks we had before. Oh, Darfin is a relatively recent spawn. Who we get? How did you get all the way up there? Oh, the pinball hasn't fully loaded in. Interesting. Oh, we got the pie duck. Oh, we got the pumpkin duck. One of the Halloween ducks. There we go. So the pumpkin duck was our most recent. Spawn. This little fire glow. I think this is one of my favorite ducks. It's really simple compared to some of the other designs, but it's just really cool. I like it. I like the little detail of, like, you can see that the light inside it flickers like there's a candle inside. I just really like that. I think this game's attention to little details like that is what makes it really special. Thank you. I'm sure we will. I mean, I'm not necessarily looking forward to the part of the trip with the, like, weird time stuff, but I'm sure, like, once we get there, because we're doing a cruise, right? So once we get to the cruise ship, like, the first day that we're there, I'm sure it's just gonna be dinner and then sleep. Like, by the time we get settled in and meet up with, because we're going on this trip with Ghost Pepper's family, but they're all coming from Toronto, and we're leaving from the other side of the country. We're leaving from Vancouver. So we won't actually meet up with them until we get to the cruise ship. So I'm sure the first day will pretty much just be meeting up with them and having dinner and then getting some sleep. And then once all that has happened, I'm sure it'll be like, oh yeah, we're here, and like the real excitement will set in. I think the thing I'm looking forward to the most is actually going to be on the very last day. We're going to get to see Pompeii, and I'm I'm really excited about that. The only thing I'm a little sad about is that we couldn't do, because you're limited by how little time, like we're only staying in each port for one day, right? So you're limited to like one of the activities that you can do at that time. So we can't do both Pompeii and Herculaneum. It would be super cool if we could see both. But we had to choose, and we were all kind of like, well, if we have to choose between Pompeii and Herculaneum, then Pompeii is like the one, right? So we're gonna get to see that. I'm super excited about that. When we lived in Toronto, the ROM, the Royal Ontario Museum, would often do these traveling exhibits, and we went to see a lot of them. There was a bunch of Egyptian stuff that traveled from the British Museum. So that was really cool to get to see that, and to go to the British Museum and see some of those pieces back on display back in the British Museum after they had been loaned like out. So that was really cool. They also did a feathered dinosaurs exhibit, which was really cool. And the Dead Sea Scrolls was another one. And they did a Pompeii exhibit. They did a really like big elaborate exhibit on Pompeii, and it talked a lot about the timeline of like what actually happened and sort of like why it ended up being as preserved as it was, and just like all like what we've kind of learned. Because the thing about Pompeii is that it wasn't a big city, it wasn't a famous city, there wasn't a lot going on there, especially at the time of the eruption, because by then most of the influential people had realized that something weird was going on in that area, and they had all sort of moved elsewhere. So it was really just like the common people who couldn't afford to move who still lived there. But the big deal about Pompeii is that it's like a piece of history that was preserved, what they call in archaeology as in situ, right? Everything was so buried by the pyroclastic blast and like everything that was exuded by the volcano, that it's like a moment frozen in time. It's a city that never had a chance to advance through history, and so it gives us this really, really clear glimpse of how people at that exact time period lived. It like we have a really clear idea of the houses that they lived in and like the things that they did, because it's so well preserved underneath all those layers of, you know, that the volcano just deposited on top of them. It's really grim. Like it was not a pleasant day for the people who lived there. But it's really fascinating because we gained so much knowledge. My history nerd is showing. We gained so much knowledge from the discovery of Pompeii. That it's just really exciting to get to actually go to the excavation site and like see what they've done with it and what they've preserved, and you know, to find out more about like what they learned from that being there. Yeah, so I'm really excited about that. I'm also really excited because we're going to get to see a bunch of other ruins. I think one of the places that we get to go is the place where the Olympic Zeus statue originally was. I don't know if it's still there because I don't know if it survived. But there were two really famous, like huge statues of Greek gods, and Zeus was one of them. And I think we're going to the temple where that Zeus statue was housed. So that's going to be really cool. I read about that in Bullfinch's mythology. And we're also going to get to see, I think we're going to the Athens Museum, which is going to be super cool as well, because they have tons of exhibits there And like even having seen like the collections in like the ROM and the British Museum of like what they have of Greek and Roman stuff, I think it'll be really cool to see like what they have in Athens, right? And here's our historical culture presented, you know, as we see it and as we've, you know, uncovered it and preserved it. And I'm really excited about that. Some people are probably like, ugh, museums. But me, I'm like, give me the museum. I want to see the museum. I love museums. We also went to the Scottish Museum in Edinburgh when we were there a couple times. And that was super cool because they have this like spiral along one side of the museum. It's just this big like spiral staircase where you go up. I don't know if it was exactly a spiral staircase. I might be remembering it slightly differently, but they basically have like a bunch of floors. I think it's like 4 or 5 floors, and it's all Scottish history. And so you start at the ground floor with like with like the ancient era, and you slowly come up through the modern era to like textiles and the Industrial Revolution. It was really, really cool because it was very specifically designed of like, instead of like an outside perspective of this is what we've discovered about Scottish culture, it was, here is our culture celebrated by us from its earliest time to now, and here's what we consider to be the most important parts of our history, and here's what we're most proud of that we've accomplished over time. And it was really cool to get to see that, especially having seen a lot of, you know, the British Museum stuff and having seen a lot of outside like culture. So yeah, it was really cool. And while we were there the second time, they had was it Ming Dynasty? They had a really big Chinese exhibit there. I don't think it was the Ming Dynasty though. It was like the second most famous one. The Sing Dynasty, maybe? I don't know my Chinese history as well. But that was super cool too, because they had a traveling exhibit that we got to see, and it was really cool. Have to get hubby out of bed so I can take the boys swimming? No worries, Tal! You've listened to me geek out for at least like 10 minutes, so I appreciate that. Have a good day. Have a good Saturday. Good luck. I hope you're able to get some writing time in at some point. I am gonna stop yammer-yammering about history for 3 minutes. Of course. Thank you for hanging out. I'm gonna take a quick break, and then we're gonna do another half an hour of clicky clacks. I don't know how long this is gonna be. I don't necessarily need to make it as long as the first one. But how long? Oh, the first one was really long. I don't think this one will be that long. But we'll see. We'll see how much my brain decides to meander. I think it's probably going to be at least around 3,000, 3,500 words. And the first one was like 4,000. So it's not going to be too far off. I do need to look at a couple things. I wanted to see... I was tongue lacerated by a werefrog. Okay. Oh yeah, I mentioned wereducks in here just because the duck game. Okay, yeah. I think I know what I need to know. So I am gonna take a quick break. And we're gonna come back and do another half an hour of the clicky clackies. AB Coffee, hello, hello. Here but not here. Mysterious. Your duck has been giving us a steady supply of coffee all day. All stream. Let's see if we can find you. You were hanging out in the 0G dome before, and you kept the coffee just 100% contained. Let's see. Oh, hey, the ninja duck is here. Haven't seen him in a while. Where did AB Coffee go? Oh, there you are. There you are. Oh, no coffee though. The coffee's been consumed. Hungry ducks drank all the coffee. But you've been keeping us supplied. For most of the stream when we have checked, there has been coffee. Even when you were in the 0G dome, you were hanging on to that coffee. AB Coffee, I hope you're doing good. I'm assuming maybe you're in a meeting. I hope it's going well. Let me just get my hand socks on and we will do another 30 minutes of the clicking and the clacking. This music is so cheerful for what I'm writing right now, but it's hilarious. Hi, hello, hello. How are you, my friend? One. Two. Three. It's still piping hot. Four. And the five. Cheers. I'm doing pretty good. Working on a just fun, cute little short story today. Just not doing anything too serious. Getting ready for the start of the weekend. We got Ghost Christmas Party tonight. How is the start of your weekend going? How was work? On a scale of 1 to 11, how pi are you today? Sound is coming from this game. But everything's muted. Everything's muted! I thought this noise was in the music before, but it's definitely in the game. How does that work? Just got home from work. A solid 7 out of 11. That's pretty good. Work was a solid 3 out of 10. Not so good. Well, I shouldn't have to. It's already... Everything's muted. Like, the game sound is completely muted. I don't... I just don't know how that works. We gotta stretch. We shall do that now. Oh, hell yeah. Hey, I haven't been streaming a ton recently, Pi, so it'll go up. That number will go up. Oh no, what's happening to Dahmerin? Dahmer, no! Okay, there we go. He's back in. He's back in the pool. He was struggling for a minute. Coffee? No coffee. All right. We have reached the end of another sprint timer. We are up to 3,059 words, which is about where I expected to be. Ooh, the floaty's out. Which is about where I expected to be. If I remember where I started, I think it was right here. That was 1,581 words in that sprint. A little bit more than the last one. Definitely gonna do, I think maybe another 20 minutes would wrap this one up. I think I'm getting close to where I wanted to end it. I've definitely started dropping the lore. Should I call it lore? I've definitely started dropping the lore that I wanted to drop into the middle. Let's see what the ducks have got going on. So let's see if we can find any new ducks. This was one of our more recent spawns. So let's see. We've got Ninja Duck. We've got Magma Duck. And we've got Graffiti Duck. We got Witchy Duck. Hell yeah. Ooh, we got one of the Jelly Ducks. One of the Jelly Ducks in the field. There's Pie. There's Pie Duck hanging out. And then we're back to the beginning. Still no sign of them Christmas ducks. Although I think we were able to spawn the Halloween ducks as fast as we did because I was using a map where we had basically unlocked all of the rest of the ducks. So I think that's why we got them so quickly. So I will just sort of wait for confirmation that the Christmas ducks are happening, and if I need to, I don't usually run the game off stream. I usually only run it when we're streaming, but if I need to, in order to unlock the Christmas ducks, I can run the game for a bit while I'm off stream just to get them to unlock. Because once we unlock them, they'll spawn in other maps. Like the Halloween ducks have, and like the third, like the birthday party ducks have spawned. So I just don't want to miss them because I'm gonna be AFK for so long with going out of the country and you know, taking some time off when we get back. I'll try to make sure that I get those ducks at some point so that we have them for the new year. But if I miss them, I do have a backup plan. Oh, he's gonna touch the parrot duck. Now there are two. I love watching that duck transform. So cool. Alright. Let me do another quick break. Last break of the stream. And then we'll come back and wrap this up. I don't think I have... Ooh. That didn't turn on at all. There it goes. Oh, we do have a 20-minute timer. Perfect. So I'm going to take a quick break, and then we're going to do 20 more minutes. I'm just looking for roughly around 1,000 words more to this scene, and hopefully I can wrap it up in that time. I have a pretty clear plan of where I want to go from here to the end. Like, I kind of know what my ending point is going to be, so hopefully it's only going to take about another 1,000 words to do that. I squeaked there for a second, and then we'll see who's on. We'll wrap up, and I will bid you farewell until the new year, where we will hopefully have lots of fun developments to discuss and also implement. So I shall be right back. Sorry, I hit the wrong button. I'm not ending stream. Don't panic.
It's your boy M.A.O. to the I to the O. Welcome you to my biggest fucking house up in the hills. You can get through the gate if you got the dollar bills. Throwing a Mario Party and your ass got invited. Ain't no need to worry or get overexcited. This ain't the kids Mario Party playing games up in a car. Dancing, fucking getting drunk up in my bar. All my friends and all my enemies have Sonic's doing blow so he be running. Peach is looking fly all in her dress. Mega Man's having a washer dryer threesome, what a mess. It's a Mario Party, baby. Nintendo boys going crazy. Everybody's getting smashed and then we're gonna smash as long as Bowser doesn't kidnap all the ladies. Now my bro Luigi, he never allowed. Head in the cloud, wonder what the fool doing now.
It's me, Luigi. My invitation must have gotten lost in the mail.
Damn, this party's harder than a club. Pikachu electrocuting players in the tub. Crash Bandicoot getting crunk on apple juice. Forget about all of your worries cause the Goombas getting loose. Back to the old school pong paddles. Talking about the roof of the paddles. Take a hit from a chain chomp's mouth. Sort of a delicate process, you could easily go south. Croft raiding tombs, if by tombs you mean the bruise. Players taking shots off Professor Layton's clue. Best part about the party is the lack of pros. And I'm talking about the one who just put green up on my clothes. It's a Mario Party, baby. The Smoky Mountain crew's getting hazy. The controls on cruise and the booze are drinking.
is here. Now the party can finally start for real.
Ooh, well, I think I'll turn in for the night. It's getting pretty late, almost 7:45.
Hey everybody, I'm throwing a party and everyone here is invited. Sonic is ready to bring all the bodies around in my pad expedited. Everyone's coming, so quit all your bumming about Luigi, he's a dope. So jump in this pipe, cause I'm wanted tonight, holy shit, I did too much coke.
Take the drugs away from Sonic, please, baby. Those gold coins is how you pays me. We bought niggas here, but it packed too much beer. And no one wants to fight cause we're lazy. Oh, but your party ain't over, oh no. All the coppers in the house screaming YOLO. We saw, we came, we conquered the game. Take us out, Bulbasaur with solo.
I'm back. I'm assuming AB Coffee is laughing about me hitting the wrong button. I did not mean to hit the thank you for watching outro screen button. I realized a moment after I clicked that I had clicked the wrong one, and I tried to abort, but OBS didn't let me. So I had to... I had to let it happen, but we're not quite done yet, because we haven't finished this lovely scene that we're writing. So we're gonna do 20 more minutes of the clicking and the clacking, and finish up this scene. I definitely think at some point this is like developing into a whole like serial short story thing. So at some point there's gonna be a Forg and Vampire Part 3, I guess? So there we go. Oof, my cough is bad today. Not sure why, but just is. Alright. Alright, 20 minutes. Let's see if I had the right button this time. 20 minutes. Let's try to get in view of that duck dispenser, so that we can see what new duck we get in a minute here. What duck did we get? Oh, ghost duck! It explains why I couldn't see it. I did it! So let's see. I think I started there. Was that really another 1,400 and... I guess it was another 1,454 words because our total is 4,513. So once again, a lot longer than I expected this story to turn out to be, but I'm pretty happy with it for a part 2 of this little developing serial story. It won't go up, neither part will actually go up until next year because this is part of my buffer for next year, but, ooh, look at Calculaster, he's asleep. But I'm pretty happy with how all that turned out. Let's just check our last few ducks and see what we got spawned here. I think we got mainframe, so I don't think we had mainframe before. Got one of our jelly ducks floating. Yeah, no Christmas ducks today, unfortunately. Oh, dang. That's a really cool effect on that. Look at that really cool effect on that jelly duck from a distance. That's, very cool. It almost looks like it's, like, glowing with inner fire. Very cool. But yeah, no Christmas ducks yet, unfortunately, but hopefully they will release them and I will make sure that we get those unlocked if it's possible to do so. But for now, let's go see who we can raid. Cause I gotta go get myself some lunch and get ready for this Christmas party that's happening later. Oh dang, Victoria's on. Don't usually get to see her. Working on podcast things, that sounds right up our alley. I see a flowchart. I see a flowchart. Let's go drop in on Victoria. If you have my emotes, please feel free to use them. Otherwise, use whatever emotes you would like to. We're gonna go drop in on Victoria. I almost never see her on at the same time as me. Nice, comfy, cozy stream atmosphere over there, so we will go hang out. This is unfortunately it for me for the year. As I said before, I won't be back until January. I'll be hanging out, lurking in people's chats, and I will be back tomorrow night on It's Woof's channel. I will be streaming with him one more time before we leave. Probably playing more Spiritfarer, but it'll just be a super chill hangout session before I vanish into the ether for a bit. We will do a stream my first week back to talk about what's coming up for the year, book-wise and stream-wise. And then we'll get back into our regular productivity. I'm looking forward to it because November sickness was not fun. Please take care of yourselves. Have a fabulous holiday, whatever it is you celebrate. And I will see you all again in 2024. Outro screen for real this time.